What is the DNS? We are going to use HTTP protocol. Hello, Prahars here. Our sole purpose to make today's video is how the browser loads the website when you search any website. So, what we are going to learn is how the backend process is working whenever you search a website. So, browser, let's go on the, we are searching www.google.com. Now, we are getting google.com site. So, how this is coming to us? The first and foremost step, it is going to find IP address in the DNS. Now, what is the DNS? DNS is domain name server. So, what is the work of DNS? DNS is storing the IP address for the websites that are deployed right now. So, it is going to find IP address corresponding to www.google.com. So, it is getting IP. Now, the browser has IP to connect with a server. So, what it is going to do is browser is sending a message to the server that I want the data for this IP. To communicate between browser and server, we need a pipeline. So, what is the pipeline? The pipeline is used to transmit the data from browser to server, like a browser is making a request to the server. So, how this request is going to browser? For example, you want to go to your friend's home. So, there is no road to your friend's home. So, how is it possible that you go to your friend's home without a road? So, you need road. That is the case that whenever you are sending a request to server, so you need that road. So, that road is the pipeline. So, we are going to use that pipeline, and that is TCP. So, TCP basically is a transmission control protocol which is going to transfer the data from browser to server and server to browser. Once the connection is established, the browser is going to ask for information to the server. Now, you must have a question in your mind that how the browser is asking for a particular information to the server. So, we are going to use HTTP protocol in that case. What is HTTP protocol? HTTP is a hypertext transfer protocol. So, it is going to contain three things in its header. The first thing is method. So, what is the method? The method is saying a server that I want to execute this kind of action on the data that is stored in the server. So, we are going to see four methods that is generally used in HTTP protocol. First method is get. What is get doing on the data? So, get is going to say server that I want to fetch particular data. So, that is the use of get method. Second method is post. So, post is going to say server data that I want to insert the particular data in the server. So, that is the use of post. The third method is patch. The patch is going to modify the current data on the server. And the last method is delete. So, as we know, the word is delete. So, it is going to delete the data from the server. The second thing we are going to pass in the HTTP header is the static path, the path where the source is stored on the server. And the third thing is HTTP version. So, it is simply the version of the HTTP protocol. So, it is going to be passed to the server so that server recognize that I am going to return this data, or how should I process the data and what data should I send. So, here the message from the front end or the browser comes to the server. Now, the server has a path of the resource. So, what server is going to do is server is finding that resource through that path in its database, and it is returning that data to the browser. Now, what browser does? Browser is getting that data and showing it to the user. So, this is the process of what we are writing, like www.google.com. So, whatever we are getting, so this is the throughout the process at the back end that is happening, and it is happening within 500 milliseconds. Now, 100 millisecond is 1 second. So 500 milliseconds is a half second. So we are getting these all process done within a half a second. So now you understand that how the website is reaching you whenever you search a URL. So to conclude this session, the first thing what we did is we type a URL. The second thing is IP is found from the DNS by the browser. Third thing is browser is established a connection to the server. So now the connection is established between browser and a server. Fourth thing is browser is preparing a request that what kind of data I want. So it is putting that request in the browser's header and it is sending the data to the server. Server is processing that particular data using the path name and server is sending back that data to
2000 years later.
the browser. Now browser is showing that website to the user. So this is how we are getting the website. In the next session, we are going to discuss about how we can build a simple and a basic web page using HTML and CSS.